This is Manny, DJ Gemini, Garcia from the San Fernando Valley. Started out from the day I walked into class in 6th grade. Teacher asked who wants to be a record monitor, we called it. And back then it was a whole little speaker hooked up to a record player. All you could play was 45. Teacher asked, I was the first one to raise my hand. Since then, taking that out to recess and lunch, it was over with, you know what I mean? Stevie Wonder, Sir Duke. Oh man, when I heard that song, the beginning, I was hooked. And just to put the needle on the record and hear that little, the static, the sound of a record, a vinyl. My brother had some equipment, and we got asked to do a house party, and we had 2 different turntables. They didn't even match. We had a realistic mixer. The realistic one had the dials on there. They weren't digital. It was needles jumping up and down. Everybody was like, for 45 minutes or 40 minutes, whatever lunchtime was, we always were asked to go to cafeteria. Yeah, and bring our system and DJ. And kids loved it. As a young DJ, you kind of just jump at the idea of just playing in front of people. DJs in my high school, I'd say minimum about 8 to 10 DJs. They were all upcoming. They were, probably were DJing behind the scene, but after a while they started coming out when we had these DJ lunch battles, where every day of the week we had a DJ come every week outside and show what he got. And then at the end of the week they voted who was the best DJ, and usually that DJ got the prom or whatever. That's another thing. DJs had their own individual name, but everyone wanted to be in a crew. And you had like all different friends of yours. Oh, we're all 8 or 10 of us are this crew, but the DJ always had his name, and then he had his crew with him. I had a crew that started out. I got an album, Herbie Hancock, Crazy Cuts. The song was Crazy Cuts. I used that name for my crew, but I used the Z at the end instead of the S, and since then I was known as DJ Gemini Lover, Crazy Cuts Productions. First records I bought, EPMD, Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5. Anything Sugar Hill was like you had to have. Those were the ones that kind of had me playing over and over at parties at that time. Bazaar Records in San Fernando, Tower Records actually in Van Nuys. That store was like the main spot because it's pretty much like a warehouse. I'd take a trip over the hill, which is Hollywood, and go to Melrose, DMC, Exodus. Exodus was actually in San Gabriel, I believe. I'd actually call ahead of time, hey, did you guys get your shipment of records in? And usually they say after 2 we get our records, and I'm there. My brother, older than me of course, he had a little setup. Got invited to go DJ, help him DJ. I was like his little roadie to help him carry, moms and pops house speakers and stuff. Back then you don't think outside party, everything was inside, so there was couches and everything, and we just set up wherever little corner we could set up, put a table. First hall experience was Burbank National Guards. The one big promoter that was in the San Fernando Valley at that time was Black Tie. He was throwing the biggest hall parties at that time in the early 80s, and everyone wanted to be on his flyer. That was my first experience walking in that hall, and the whole setup, like, bass, bottoms, tops, and just all the DJs coming. And every DJ on the flyer is probably 100 of them, but not all of them really played. It just to be on the flyer, to be there. That was my first experience of Burbank National Guards. A party was Rock of the Ladies, and that was in 1984. I'm a Gemini, born on June 16th, Gemini, and my name came from Jammin' Gemini was a DJ that I used to go to a Starlight roller rink and see him DJ up there, the tallest DJ ever that I ever knew. So Jammin' Gemini took half of his name, and then seeing Egyptian Lover, I took half of his name, and so I called myself DJ Gemini Lover. LA Valley, wow, that brings back a lot of memories. LA had something that the San Fernando Valley DJs and just the party crowd wanted to be at, like whether it be DQ's downtown, La Casa. We all wanted to be out there as DJs. We wanted to be on that flyer or at that event to represent San Fernando Valley. And for San Fernando Valley, if you were on an LA flyer, that means you were going places. Oh, that's the way you took it, like, oh, you're on an LA flyer? Oh, that's San Fernando's very own. And when you seen that on the LA flyer, out of all the DJs they got already out there, it was kind of like a true blessing, because then you knew that you were being accepted beyond your realm, beyond San Fernando Valley. Tuesday to Red Onion, Wednesday Wings or Safari Bar across the street, Thursday QC's, Fridays, it varied, like with Fridays and Saturdays where all the flyer parties really were. Some of them would come over here. The only guy I really could honestly say if I put on a flyer, he would show up and mix, because he was really just a real good, humble guy. It was Danny Poison. We still talk to this day, and he always invited me to his places, Hong Kong Cafe, Kennedy Hall. He was always like, hey, Gemini, come down, don't worry, yeah, bring some people from the Valley. I said, all right, cool. When I asked him to come to any of my flyer parties out here, no problem. Oh, this DJ's coming, or this DJ from LA, yeah, they're coming. When they didn't show up, it was kind of like, oh man, we were wanting to hear that disco from this DJ. But when Danny showed up, it was a blessing. He always 100% of the time was there. I mean, never did me like put me on a flyer, I won't make it. He always made that time, because he actually said he enjoyed leaving his party scene to come to our party scene. And that's rare, because LA and the Valley had this little, we have better parties than you. It was kind of like a kind of battle of LA and San Fernando. All in all, it was a blessing to have any of those DJs on our flyers. Music is to me my high, my natural high.